Australian resident Jessica Wongso has been charged with the murder of Murti Salihin. Police allege she poisoned her friend by adding cyanide to her coffee.
Jessica itu kan kayak setan itu. Deep inside is something like evil gitu. Yang dibilang the trial of the century itu betul.
Evidence 11, CCTV 7 footage from 1717 to 1839 local time was reduced in frame dimensions to 960 by 576 pixels. The deliberate downscaling of CCTV 7 footage from 1920 by 1080 pixels to 960 by 576 pixels, and the reduction of the frame rate from 25 frames per second to 10 frames per second, executed by forensic experts Muhammad Na Al-Azhar and Christopher Hariman Rianto, had profound forensic implications. This manipulation severely compromised the quality of the footage during a critical time frame, from 1717 to 1839 local time, which encompassed key moments necessary for a thorough forensic analysis of the events leading to Murti Salihin's death on January 6, 2016. At 17 hours 19 minutes and 30 seconds local time, Murti Salihin was purportedly seen not taking a straw from the table and instead directly sliding the glass and drinking from the straw already in the glass. The original high-resolution footage would have allowed a detailed observation of her hand movements and the position of the straw, which was crucial to establish whether Jessica Wongso had placed the straw in the glass earlier, as alleged. The reduced resolution obscured these subtle but critical details, making it challenging for forensic analysts to accurately determine the sequence of actions. Furthermore, at 17 hours 19 minutes and 34 seconds local time, the video showed Hani Juwita Boon bringing the coffee cup close to her mouth and only smelling it. However, her testimony as a witness indicated that she had consumed a small amount of coffee. This discrepancy could have been better analyzed with high-resolution footage, which would have provided clearer visual evidence of her actions. The downscaled video compromised the ability to distinguish whether she merely smelled the coffee or actually sipped it, which is vital for understanding the sequence of events and assessing the credibility of her testimony. Dr. Rianto from Abdi Waluyo Hospital testified that Hani Juwita Boon admitted to him that she drank the coffee and feared dying like Murti Salihin. This statement is crucial, as it directly contradicts the visual evidence provided by the manipulated footage. The reduced frame rate made it difficult to observe the precise moment and manner in which Hani interacted with the coffee cup, creating a gap in the forensic narrative that should have been clear and unambiguous. After drinking the coffee, Murti Salihin reportedly waved her hand in front of her mouth multiple times, an action that was captured at a reduced frame rate of 10 frames per second. The original 25 frames per second would have provided smoother and more continuous visual data, allowing for an accurate analysis of her physical reactions. The reduced frame rate resulted in choppy footage, making it challenging to discern the nuances of her gestures and physiological responses, which are critical in determining her condition and the onset of symptoms. The forensic impact of downscaling the CCTV 7 footage was significant, especially concerning the ability to accurately analyze key visual details. The reduced resolution made it impossible to precisely determine the volume of coffee before and after Murti Salihin consumed it, as well as before and after Hani Juwita Boon allegedly sipped it. High-resolution footage would have allowed forensic experts to use edge detection, motion detection, and other advanced forensic techniques to measure the remaining volume of coffee in the glass at various critical points. This information could have verified the claims of how much coffee was actually consumed by Murti and Hani, providing crucial evidence about the sequence of events. Additionally, the downscaled footage hindered the analysis of the coffee's color at table 54 when Murti Salihin drank it. The original footage could have shown whether the coffee had a darker color, indicating the presence of cyanide, as alleged by toxicologists Nursimran Subandi and Imade Agus Gel. This analysis was crucial because a darker color in the coffee could support the hypothesis that the beverage contained cyanide, which would significantly impact the forensic and toxicological assessment of the case. The downscaling destroyed the resolution necessary to make these comparisons, thus obscuring potentially vital evidence that could have confirmed or refuted the presence of cyanide in the coffee. This manipulation directly undermined the ability to conduct a thorough and accurate toxicological analysis, impeding the reconstruction of events and the establishment of a clear forensic narrative. The motive behind manipulating this digital evidence appears to be to obscure critical details that could exonerate Jessica Wongso, or at least provide a clearer understanding of the events. By degrading the quality of the footage, Muhammad Al-Azhar and Christopher Hariman Rianto made it difficult for forensic analysts to draw definitive conclusions from the visual evidence. This manipulation not only compromised the integrity of the forensic analysis, but also potentially influenced the judicial process by presenting a distorted version of the events, thus impeding the pursuit of justice.
Australian resident Jessica Wongso has been charged with the murder of Salihin. Police allege she poisoned her friend by adding cyanide to her coffee.
Jessica itu kan kayak setan itu. Deep inside is something like the evil gitu. Yang dibilang the trial of the century itu betul.
Evidence 12. CCTV 9 footage from 1535 to 1659. Local time frame dimensions was reduced to 960 by 576 pixels from 1920 by 1080 pixels, and frame rate was reduced to 10 fps from 25 fps. The CCTV 9 footage was deliberately downscaled from its original resolution of 1920 by 1080 pixels to 960 by 576 pixels, along with the reduction of the frame rate from 25 frames per second to 10 frames per second, had profound forensic impacts on the investigation of the events at Café Olivier on January 6, 2016. This manipulation, performed by digital forensic experts Muhammad Al-Azhar and Christopher Hariman Rianto, significantly compromised the ability to analyze critical visual evidence. One of the most crucial aspects affected by this downscaling was the analysis of the coffee served by Agus Triono to Table 54. The original high-resolution footage would have allowed for a detailed comparison of the coffee's color at the time it was served and after it was allegedly tampered with. Toxicologists Nursulin Subandi and Ahmed Agus Gel hypothesized that the coffee containing cyanide would appear darker than a normal cup of coffee served at Café Olivier. This hypothesis could have been verified by examining the color difference in the high-resolution footage. However, the downscaling blurred the details, making it difficult to discern the subtle color differences that are critical for such an analysis. In addition to the color analysis, the downscaling also obscured the physiological responses of Murti Salihin. As she was being wheeled out of the cafe in a wheelchair, forensic doctors would have been able to analyze her physical state in high detail, noting any signs of distress or specific physiological reactions. These details are crucial in understanding her condition post-ingestion of the alleged cyanide-laced coffee. The lower resolution and reduced frame rate, however, resulted in a loss of important visual cues that could have provided insights into her symptoms and overall physical response. The manipulated footage also played a significant role in the accusations against Jessica Wongso. According to the interrogation report, BAP Barita Akara Pamarikson, of Muhammad Al-Azhar, the dimensions of the footage should have remained at 1920 by 1080 pixels. By reducing the resolution, the forensic analysis of Jessica Wongso's actions became flawed. Muhammad Al-Azhar alleged that Jessica scratched her right thigh and fingers, actions purportedly indicative of cyanide residue. The reduced resolution made it challenging to accurately interpret these gestures, leading to potentially erroneous conclusions. Similarly, psychologist Antonia Ratti Angiani used the downscaled footage to claim that Jessica Wongso showed no urgency in assisting Murti Salihin, suggesting a lack of immediate concern for her friend's well-being. The temporal reduction in frame rate to 10 frames per second contributed to this narrative by creating a disjointed and less fluid depiction of events. This manipulation obscured the natural flow of Jessica's actions and reactions, leading to misinterpretations of her behavior. The downscaling and reduction in frame rate also hampered the ability to analyze the volume of coffee before and after it was consumed by Murti Salihin and Hani Juwita Boon. High-resolution footage would have enabled forensic experts to use advanced techniques such as edge detection to measure the remaining coffee in the glass. This analysis could verify Hani's testimony that she only sipped a small amount of coffee and confirm the actual volume consumed by both individuals. The blurred and choppy footage, however, made it impossible to conduct such precise measurements, resulting in a significant loss of potentially exculpatory evidence. The manipulation of CCTV-9 footage, by reducing its spatial and temporal resolution, significantly impacted the forensic investigation. Critical visual evidence, such as the volume and color of the coffee and the physiological responses of Myrna Salihin, was obscured, leading to potential misinterpretations and incorrect conclusions. This deliberate tampering with digital evidence highlights a severe breach of forensic integrity, ultimately compromising the judicial process and the pursuit of truth. The motives behind Mohammed Na Al-Azhar and Christopher Hariman Rianto's deliberate tampering with the CCTV-9 footage can be examined from several perspectives. Firstly, their actions seem to be driven by a clear intent to obscure critical evidence that could exonerate Jessica Wongso or at least provide reasonable doubt regarding her guilt. By downscaling the resolution and reducing the frame rate, they effectively rendered key details indiscernible. This includes the color and volume of the coffee at various stages, which are crucial for toxicological analysis and the assessment of whether cyanide was indeed present. One possible motive for this manipulation could be to reinforce the prosecution's narrative. By degrading the quality of the footage, they might have aimed to eliminate or diminish any visual evidence that contradicted the claims made against Jessica. For example, ensuring that the coffee's color change, which could indicate cyanide poisoning, was not clearly visible would support the argument that the coffee had been tampered with before Myrna drank it. This would align with the prosecution's assertion that Jessica was responsible for the poisoning. Moreover, tampering with the footage might have been intended to manipulate the psychological and forensic analyses. Psychologists Antonia Ratti Angiani and Sarlita Wirawan Sarwono, for instance, used the degraded footage to claim that Jessica was checking the placement of CCTV cameras and appeared to be monitoring Table 54. These claims, based on poor quality video, could paint Jessica as calculating and premeditative. Similarly, the accusation that Jessica scratched her thigh and fingers due to cyanide residue was based on unclear video evidence, which could not be accurately analyzed due to the deliberate downscaling. Additionally, the manipulation of the footage served to obscure the physiological responses of Myrna Salihin as she was carried out in a wheelchair. High-quality footage could have provided forensic doctors with vital clues about her condition immediately after the alleged poisoning, potentially indicating the onset and effects of cyanide poisoning. By blurring these critical moments, the manipulators ensured that such forensic analyses were severely hindered, thus protecting the prosecution's narrative from being challenged by objective medical evidence. Ultimately, the motive behind these actions appears to be a concerted effort to control the narrative presented in court, ensuring that the evidence aligned with the charges against Jessica Wongso. This manipulation undermines the integrity of the forensic process and the judicial system, highlighting a grave abuse of power and a significant miscarriage of justice. The deliberate tampering with digital evidence by Mohammed Na Al-Azhar and Christopher Hariman Rianto was a calculated move to suppress exculpatory evidence and ensure a conviction based on manipulated and incomplete information.
Australian resident Jessica Wongso has been charged with the murder of Myrna Salihin. Police allege she poisoned her friend by adding cyanide to her coffee.
Jessica itu kan kayak setan itu. Deep inside is something like the evil gitu. Yang dibilang the trial of the century itu betul.
Evidence 13, CCTV-3 footage was deliberately converted from color to grayscale right when Myrna Salihin arrived at Olivier Café at 17:18 local time. This evidence showed that the CCTV-3 footage was deliberately converted from color to grayscale right when Myrna Salihin arrived at Olivier Café at 17:18 local time. Based on the available information, the following was a digital forensic analysis related to this case. The CCTV-3 video was split into two files, ch03_1555-17.18.mp4, color video, and ch03_17.18-18.45.mp4, grayscale video. This change occurred precisely at the time of Myrna Salihin's arrival, which was very suspicious given the importance of visual information during that period. The video starting at 17:18 local time was converted from color to grayscale, removing color information present in each YUV channel, according to its metadata in the statement by Muhammad Na Al-Azhar. This conversion resulted in the loss of crucial color information related to objects, such as the coffee cup and Myrna Salihin's skin tone. In the examination report, BAP, presented by Muhammad Na Al-Azhar, the metadata of the CCTV3 video indicated that the video had a YUV color space, suggesting that the original video was recorded in color format. The presence of the YUV color space in the metadata strengthened the evidence that the video was initially in color before being converted to grayscale. This loss of visual information had serious forensic implications. For instance, at 17:30 local time, Devi Siagian carried the coffee cup from table 54 to the cocktail bar. The color information of the coffee cup could have indicated any color changes allegedly caused by hazardous substances like cyanide. Additionally, at 17:28 local time, Myrna was taken out of the cafe in a wheelchair. The color of Myrna's face and arms could have provided clues about her physical condition, such as signs of poisoning or allergic reactions. This color manipulation destroyed the video's credibility as evidence, suggesting an attempt to conceal important information. This action was carried out by Muhammad Na Al-Azhar and Christopher Hariman Rianto, who should have been responsible for maintaining the integrity of every bit of information in the video. This manipulation showed a serious breach of professional ethics and raised doubts about their analytical results in this case. The manipulation of the CCTV3 footage was a very critical act. The removal of color information from the video was highly detrimental because such information was essential for analyzing the volume and color of the coffee as well as Myrna Salihin's physical condition. This act indicated an effort to hide crucial evidence that could have revealed the actual facts of the incident. The video metadata indicating the use of the YUV color space suggested that the video was originally recorded in color, which should have provided complete visual information. To ensure justice and the integrity of the legal process, a re-evaluation of the existing evidence and decisive action against the ethical violations by the involved digital forensic experts were necessary. Forensic impact explanation. The deliberate conversion of the CCTV3 video from color to grayscale has significant forensic implications. The color information in the original footage is vital for accurately analyzing and understanding events captured by the camera. When this information is removed, critical details are lost, which can severely impact the investigation. For instance, the color of objects such as the coffee cup and the skin tone of individuals can provide essential clues regarding the presence of substances or the physical condition of the individuals involved. The absence of this color data undermines the ability to draw accurate conclusions from the video evidence. The manipulation of the video raises questions about the integrity of the evidence. By altering the original footage, the credibility of the evidence is compromised. This act of tampering suggests an attempt to conceal important information that could be crucial to the case. In a forensic investigation, maintaining the authenticity of evidence is paramount. Any alterations can cast doubt on the entire body of evidence, making it challenging for investigators to establish a clear and accurate narrative of events. This manipulation not only affects the current case, but also sets a dangerous precedent for future investigations. The presence of YUV color space metadata in the original video indicates that the footage was initially recorded in color. This metadata serves as a digital fingerprint, verifying the original format and providing a basis for identifying any unauthorized changes. The conversion to grayscale, therefore, represents a deliberate act of altering the evidence. The forensic impact of this manipulation extends beyond the loss of visual information. It highlights a breach of protocol and ethical standards by those responsible for preserving the integrity of the evidence. This breach can lead to questions about the reliability of other evidence handled by the same individuals. The loss of color information has practical implications for the forensic analysis. For instance, the color of the coffee cup could indicate contamination by hazardous substances or not, which may not be detectable in grayscale footage. Similarly, the color changes in a person's skin can provide vital clues about their health and physical reactions at the time of the incident. Without this information, forensic experts may be unable to accurately assess the situation, potentially leading to incorrect conclusions and hindering the pursuit of justice. The grayscale footage limits the scope of forensic analysis and diminishes the overall effectiveness of the investigation. Lastly, the ethical implications of manipulating video evidence cannot be understated. Those responsible for altering the footage, Mohammed Al-Azhar and Christopher Hariman Rianto, violated their professional duty to maintain the integrity of the evidence. This action demonstrates a significant breach of trust and raises serious concerns about the conduct and credibility of the forensic experts involved. For the legal system to function effectively, it is crucial that evidence is handled with the utmost care and professionalism. Addressing this ethical violation is essential to restoring confidence in the forensic process and ensuring that justice is served in this case and future investigations.
Australian resident Jessica Wongso has been charged with the murder of Salihin. Police allege she poisoned her friend by adding cyanide to her coffee.
Jessica itu kan kayak setan itu. Deep inside is something like the evil gitu. Yang dibilang the trial of the century itu betul.
Evidence 14, CCTV 2 footage deliberately converted from color to grayscale. CCTV 2 footage was divided into two parts, the first part from 1355 Western Indonesian time to 1602 local time, as per the examination report of Mohammed Al-Azhar, and the second part from 1602 to 1806 local time, as per the examination report of Christopher Hariman Rianto. Metadata analysis of both parts of CCTV 2 footage shows that the video has three color channels, YUV color space, indicating that CCTV 2 footage is a color video. However, when displayed in court by Christopher Hariman Rianto, Mohammed Al-Azhar, and the prosecutor, the video turned into grayscale, only one channel. This confirms that CCTV 2 footage was deliberately converted from YUV color space to grayscale. The forensic impact of this manipulation is very significant. The color information captured by camera 2 is crucial to provide details about the volume and color of the remaining coffee glass carried by Devi Siagian from the pantry to the cocktail bar. The color of the coffee glass should indicate whether there was any color change alleged to be caused by contamination or a harmful substance such as cyanide. This vital information was destroyed by Mohammed Al-Azhar and Christopher Hariman Rianto. Furthermore, the color information of Murti Salihin's face and arms when she was taken in a wheelchair from table 54 out of the Olivier Café around 1728 local time should have been carefully analyzed. Skin color can show physical signs such as paleness or other color changes that might indicate certain medical conditions due to poisoning. This vital information was also deliberately destroyed by Mohammed Al-Azhar and Christopher Hariman Rianto. This video manipulation removes crucial visual evidence. The removal of color information by digital forensic experts, who should maintain the integrity of every bit of information in this video, demonstrates a serious breach of professional ethics. This manipulation not only obscures the truth of the events that occurred but also undermines trust in the forensic analysis results presented in court. Manipulating the video from color to grayscale also casts a shadow over the credibility of the forensic experts involved. Forensic experts are expected to uphold the highest standards of integrity and ensure that the evidence they present is as accurate and unaltered as possible. The deliberate conversion of the video from its original color format to grayscale is a serious breach of these professional ethics. It suggests an intention to obscure or manipulate the evidence, which can severely damage trust in the forensic findings and the judicial process as a whole. Moreover, the loss of color information limits the ability of all parties involved in the trial to see the complete picture. Judges and lawyers rely on video evidence to provide a clear and comprehensive understanding of the events in question. Color can influence perception and interpretation, making it a critical element of visual evidence. The absence of color can lead to misinterpretations or a lack of clarity about what actually transpired, thus potentially affecting the outcome of the trial and the delivery of justice. Finally, the manipulation of the video has broader implications for the judicial system. It highlights the importance of ensuring the integrity of digital evidence and the role of forensic experts in preserving this integrity. Any manipulation or alteration of evidence can lead to miscarriages of justice, where the guilty may go free, and the innocent may be wrongly convicted. This case underscores the need for stringent protocols and oversight in the handling and presentation of digital evidence to maintain public confidence in the judicial process and ensure that justice is served based on accurate and reliable evidence. Understanding the motives of Mohammed Al-Azhar and Christopher Hariman Rianto in converting the CCTV2 footage from color to grayscale requires a thorough examination of the context and potential benefits they might have sought to achieve in their efforts to criminalize Jessica Wongso. One possible motive could be to obscure specific details that would have been detrimental to their case against Wongso. By eliminating the color information, they might have intended to hide critical details in the coffee glass carried by Devi Siagian. The color information in the coffee could have provided crucial evidence refuting allegations of poisoning, and removing this evidence would weaken the defense's argument, thus strengthening the prosecution's case against Wongso. Another potential motive could be to create ambiguity and cast doubt on the reliability of the evidence. In a legal setting, the ability to introduce uncertainty can be a powerful strategy. By presenting a grayscale video, they might have aimed to make it harder for the defense to draw definitive conclusions about the events depicted. This ambiguity could work in favor of the prosecution by making it challenging for the defense to prove that poisoning did not occur. Essentially, by manipulating the video, they could create reasonable doubt in the minds of the judges about Wongso's innocence. Additionally, Mohammed Al-Azhar and Christopher Hariman Rianto might have had personal or professional incentives to manipulate the evidence. They could have been acting under pressure from their superiors or from a public expectation to secure a conviction against Wongso. In high-profile legal battles, the pressure to win can sometimes lead individuals to engage in unethical behavior. If their careers or reputations were tied to the success of the case, they might have felt compelled to alter the evidence to increase their chances of achieving a conviction. Moreover, the manipulation of the video could have been part of a broader strategy to control the narrative and the perception of the forensic process. By presenting manipulated evidence, they might have intended to bolster the credibility of their case, while discrediting the defense's argument. If they could ensure that the prosecution's evidence appeared consistent and reliable, it would strengthen their position and potentially lead to a conviction. This strategy hinges on controlling the flow of information and maintaining a favorable perception of the prosecution's case. Lastly, their actions might reflect a broader pattern of misconduct or systemic issues within the legal and forensic systems they operate in. If manipulating evidence is a common practice in their professional environment, they might have seen their actions as a standard, albeit unethical, part of prosecutorial conduct. This systemic issue would suggest that their motives are not just individual, but also a reflection of a corrupt system where such behavior is normalized or even encouraged. Addressing this would require not only holding the individuals accountable, but also implementing reforms to ensure the integrity of the legal and forensic processes.